It's the illest podcast back in your area. I'm Pierre, your host, as always, and with me again is Mr. Cliff.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yep, we're gonna speak on Caitlyn Clark and the WNBA's. What do we call it?
The hottest thing going right now.
The WNBA problem. That's what we'll say. So everybody knows who Caitlyn Clark is, and I'm not gonna rehash what she's done and everything. She's a female basketball player who's a superstar, just finished an incredible career at Iowa, and she's in the WNBA now, playing for the Indiana Fever. Okay, so with her entry into the WNBA as the first pick, of course that comes with a lot of attention. But what I've noticed is there's been a lot of backlash because I'm going to talk about the reasons, I think, in a minute, but for whatever reason, you had Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Breanna Stewart had something to say.
Cheryl Swoops, all of them did.
Lexi,
all of them did.
I don't know what Lexi's last name. She's on Gil's Arena, but yeah, they all had something to say. And what do you think this is about?
People hate greatness, man. People, I ain't gonna say they hate greatness, they despise it. If someone does something better than you, or they think that you're threatening their legacy, people get upset about it. With Caitlyn Clark, before she even touched the WNBA, people were already saying she's going to be the greatest WNBA player ever.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to bring it to the light, more people, fans, money, all this, before she even got in there.
Well, I definitely think the latter is true on that. I would never jump to the conclusion and say, oh, she's going to be the best WNBA player of all. I could never say that, but I do think she's certainly going to bring more bread to these people.
Well, people are going to say it because she was the greatest college athlete that did it. You know, amazing college career. You shooting 40-something% behind 3-point arc, and I mean, she was shooting from the logo.
Yep.
And if you remember back, this was the same things they were saying about Diana Taurasi, about Candace Parker. So when someone's threatening your legacy as being one of the greatest or the greatest to do it, then that brings controversy. Diana Taurasi did not change the WNBA. She changed it as far as coming in and playing great, winning championships, most decorated, things of that nature. But as far as getting people to watch, like we didn't hear of little girls saying they want to be like Diana Taurasi or I want to watch a WNBA game.
I definitely.
This past year, and you can agree with me on this. This past year, women's college basketball was watched more than men's college basketball.
I believe it was.
I couldn't name you 3 players in college basketball for men. I couldn't, but I can name you 5, 6, or 7 college female athletes because they raised the bar this year.
They did. They most certainly did, and they got a lot of shine, deserved shine, and I applaud them for it, man. And I would say that a lot of that you can attribute to Caitlyn Clark. Am I out of line by saying that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
So, I mean, Angel Reese was a big part of it too. But the thing is, I mean, they made a big stink about the preseason game, Indiana Fever, where they were playing, and then Angel Reese's Chicago preseason game. Caitlyn Clark's was on TV. Angel Reese's was not. And people were just, oh, it's racist, as always. If you ain't got nothing else, pull the obligatory race card.
So
here it is. It's racial. Well, it's like, it's not racial. When you have the number 1 pick versus the 7th pick, attention goes with the territory. She's the first pick in the draft. She has unprecedented hype behind her for a female basketball player. her game is certainly more what would I say? It's more it's just more it melds more with today's game. Angel Reese is a great player too, but her game is more reminiscent of like the old school style of play.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But Clark is like she plays like Steph Curry. And that's what's popping today. So of course she's gonna get mega attention. She in that WNBA preseason game, she sold out the place. Not she, but it sold out. That's never happened before. Um, and then Angel Reese's, there was sparse seating. So of course, it's just more money and viewership is gonna go here. So they're gonna put that on TV. And but they
How many?
Go ahead.
I got a question. I didn't mean to cut you off. How many young girls were sitting at home, young female athletes sitting at home telling their mom or dad, I want to watch Angel Reese's game, compared to how many girls were sitting at home telling their parents, I want to watch Caitlyn Clark play?
Right. And that's no shot to Angel Reese. It's just Angel
Not
Reese
at all.
isn't coming off a historic season. She's not coming off a historic career. She was a good basketball player, no doubt. And she got her attention and she's still getting it. I mean, the year before last, look, I never really heard of Caitlyn Clark, but I knew Angel Reese, especially when she did the "you can't see me" thing. I knew Angel Reese. She was all on everything, man. She got mad coverage because of that, and she's still getting mad coverage now, man. She's all on my socials every time. She's all on there. And
Look,
so is Angel Reese.
Angel Reese won a
Clark.
national championship. They beat Iowa, and that put her on a platform.
Yeah.
But Angel Reese is also rough. She's rugged. She says what she wants to. She's that Dennis Rodman female athlete of college basketball. People love to hate her. Caitlyn Clark, on the other hand,
I can see that.
She's homegrown from Iowa, Caucasian. Unfortunately, we got to pull the race card. They see that, and she's soft and she's not angry. But
So
when you actually watch her,
you would say race plays a part in this.
you asking me?
I am.
Yeah, 100% it does.
Okay.
Because look how it divided people. Look, when Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark were going to play, how it divided America. There was white America for Iowa. There was black America for LSU. And then when the next year, when they pitted LSU against Iowa before the finals, people were pissed off because they were like, oh, we wanted to see them in the finals. Well, that's not going to happen, because we done already did what we needed to do. We divided the country behind Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a thug. Caitlyn Clark is America's sweetheart.
There's probably some truth in that, man. I just don't understand why it has to be like, why can't if it just seems to me that if a black person, and I'm going to try to keep this within the sports realm, but if a black person and white person have some sort of controversial interaction or intense interaction, it becomes a race thing. Why can't it just be like, for instance, the "you can't see me" thing? Why was that a big deal? Why did it become white versus black? People talk crap in sports. That's it. It's always been that way.
They figured that out about Caitlyn Clark this year.
Yeah,
they figured that out about her this year.
Yeah, they talk. I mean, there's so many stories about Larry Bird talking crap to NBA black NBA players. There's so many stories. So it's like, why is this a big deal? Those guys didn't make it a big deal. They was like, he backed it up with his game. So what is the big deal, man? And that's why I say that's where this media stuff comes in. They keep pushing.
Oh, I agree.
They keep pushing this race stuff, man, to no end. And it's like you said, that LSU game versus Iowa probably became white America versus black America. And, it's sad that it has to go there. It's sad that it really has to go there. And
it gave me reminiscences of when Pat Riley was at Kentucky and they played, what was it, West Texas A&M or something. Uh, it was back
Oh
in the
yeah,
day. They
yeah,
made a movie about it,
yeah.
Glory Road or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But
Yep.
not to jump off of it. So here's the thing with Caitlyn Clark and Diana Taurasi, which we originally spoke on. I think it's that hating mentality because Diana Taurasi was on public television saying, "Oh, she's good with these little girls, but when she gets to the league, we gonna see something different."
Mm-hmm.
Everybody expects Caitlyn Clark to initially come out and win a national or win a WNBA title for her team. Unfortunately, that's not realistic. What's
Yeah.
realistic is she's still going to be a great player. She's the most decorated, probably I'm going to say the best college athlete, female athlete that I've seen. And we talked about this the other day. Nobody wants to see them down low rebounds and
Yeah.
dunks. Like, yeah, they cool. Everybody wants to see who can hit that deep three, who
Yeah.
can hit that deep shot.
That's
Let's
where it
pass
is
up a
now.
layup and let's hit a 3-pointer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. That's how the game is now. But um, the race thing is really getting on my nerves, though, man. It makes me want to tune out for certain things. This idea that because I think a lot of the hate, and let's go with that now. The hate that she's gotten, or the negative comments that she's gotten, some of it is criticism. Criticism is not hate. I can discern between the two, but I
Would it
think,
still be the same if Caitlin Clark was black?
would she still be getting the same reaction?
Yeah. Do you think if she was a black athlete from Iowa doing what she's done, would it still be the same? Would we still be having these conversations? That's a tough one.
I think because of the way America is, I think it would be hard for most of America to look at a black woman as a sweetheart. I do believe that. Because, and the only reason I do is because I do see that in some of the stuff. Because one girl taunts another one, and again, this is sports. People, man, believe me, some of the things I've heard playing sports, that is nothing that she did, that John Cena stuff. That's nothing to what I've heard on
Mm-hmm.
a football field. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's be real with it. That that's nothing. But I think a lot. I saw so many things. Where white people were chiming in on some posts, and they were just tearing her apart because of this. And I'm like, okay, look, this is small. This is a small thing, but it's like, oh, because she showed her up and all this. And it's just, for me, that's nothing. It's no big deal. It is not worth that hate, not criticism, hate. When you take it to that, I don't like her because of this, and that that thing is out of basketball. That's hating.
Taken
That's
away from the athleticism is what you're saying.
right. Or that's what they call ad hominems or whatever. That's when
Mm-hmm.
you have no, you can't attack the point, so you attack a person. Uh,
Correct.
so I do, but unfortunately, I do believe it will be different. But I do, yeah. Is there some white privilege here? Yeah, sure. But who cares? Especially if it's going to bring light to the rest of the WNBA players. I have seen so many commercials now with WNBA players on it, more than I ever have. And the
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing is, I know them. I see Cameron Brink on a daily basis. I see Sue Bird. I see Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart.
Is this because of Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, yeah. This is
Okay.
the
Okay.
Caitlyn effect, if you will. It's the
Yes.
Caitlyn effect, and that's the thing. It's like, how are you the women in the league not embracing this? It's like, for all the things you probably ever complained about, it's starting to turn. And you mean to tell me you're gonna because again, it's one thing to be critical. It's another thing to just throw out stuff that has no real base, or I don't like her, or and that's kind of how Tarasi came off. She tried to give an assessment, but she didn't say anything about her game. She didn't give you a reason why. She just said, "Look, you can look superhuman against 18-year-olds, but when you get to the league playing women who've been playing this game for a lot longer than you, it's okay. Yeah, tell us something we don't know. Yeah, that's kind of stating the obvious, but and to me that's no real analysis of anything. That's just stating the obvious. Who doesn't usually struggle when they come into the league?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LeBron James wasn't a superstar when he came into the league in terms of the numbers he put up. No, he wasn't. There are a few people who do that. Magic Johnson, yeah,
Yeah.
he came right in, won a championship. Yeah, how many people have done that? Few and far between. So so now she's had 3 games, and I think in 3 games she's 18. She's probably got 20 something turnovers.
Yes,
So
that's
yeah,
the big thing right now.
that's a big thing. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I've been seeing people killing her. Like, well, there goes your golden white
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
just stuff like that. And I'm like, really? The girl has
Hmm.
a couple of, I mean, she's scoring. She had a couple 20-point games and stuff like that. But she's a rookie. She's still a rookie. Not only that.
See, that's what I'm going. That's why going back to what I'm saying, they expecting her to come in and win a championship off the rip.
Mhm.
That ain't gonna happen. Um,
Especially if
what I'm
the
Go ahead.
team that she's on had the number one pick. Number one teams that have the number
Prior
one
year.
pick usually had been trashed the prior year. Go ahead.
But um, if you see now, like you said, with the turnovers or whatnot, they're like trash. Now these other girls are getting exposure. They're like, oh, such and such locked her up.
Yeah.
This or that and that it is. Now these girls are getting this exposure. But you wouldn't get that exposure if you wasn't getting exposed to Caitlyn Clark.
Yep.
I feel bad for her that all of this is falling on her shoulders. Like, she is the face of the WNBA right now. Like,
Yeah.
whatever she does, whatever moves, if she has a great game or a bad game, we gonna hear about Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a good thing for the WNBA, and these women should be empowering this because, like you said, I'm watching TV and I'm seeing these WNBA commercial players, and I've never seen that before, ever,
Never.
ever.
Yep. It's good. I
Like,
like
not just
it,
when
man.
Candace Parker them.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I mean,
so,
because at that time, and people just keep saying they want to bring it towards race or something like that. Like, look, it was just timing. Sometimes things are just timing. People just
mhm,
weren't paying attention to women's basketball like that. They're
mm-mm,
active as if, look, there are sports that are more popular that women play. I think women's tennis is more popular than men's.
mhm.
Women's gymnastics, they barely do. They barely show the men's gymnastics in on TV.
All you hear about is Dominique Dawes.
Yeah,
Uh,
all the
even
sweethearts.
yes,
Yep,
yes.
that's all you hear about.
Simone
You don't even
Biles.
see the men. Women's
Hmm.
tennis, women's gymnastics, women's soccer is more popular. Women's volleyball. Um, what other female or sport with females in it is more popular?
Softball's picking up.
Yeah, but it's not more popular than baseball. Uh,
Nothing to be. Yeah.
women's track I think is more popular.
Mm, mm, we're getting there.
Yeah, I would say I'm not gonna say like all time. I'm just saying right now I think women's track is more popular because you see a female heading this year's. I see Shakari Richardson on all over the place. I don't see that
Mhm.
other. I don't see that guy. The
No allow.
Yeah, I don't see Noah Lyles like that. I see Shakari
Hmm.
Richardson, And this is great redemption for her because she was ridiculed that last Olympics for getting tossed out because of marijuana.
Marijuana.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but this should be she's won, and she clearly has worked hard, and I'm anxious to see her. But I think
America is.
yeah, but yeah. So let's not act like there are not sports where women are more women. It's going to bring more viewership. Are going to be for the women's side. I mean, who the hell
Yeah.
watches men's volleyball?
No one.
Right, right.
No one.
They don't.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought it was like co-ed. So
They don't. They don't.
I thought it was like what do we play? Intramural type of sport.
It might as well be, man. They show a blurb of it and then they keep it moving. They keep it moving. So it's crazy. Go ahead.
I think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Caitlyn Clark brought attention to every female sport, but she brought attention to a dying sport. The WNBA were dying. Like they can't sell out stadiums. They're not getting broad on TV. And like you said, that was a great thing that you said. It's timing. Yep. It was time to happen, and she just happened to be that great at the right time.
Yep.
And that propelled the sport tremendously.
And so to go back to that question, do I think she would be viewed the same as if she were black? Probably not. But I think the results would be the same, because I think when Juju comes out next year, or it'll probably be next year or maybe the year after, I think she's going to get a whole lot of attention. A whole lot.
But that's gonna be, I think, this is my personal opinion, that's gonna be because of what Caitlyn Clark has done.
Of course. I'm saying that, but I'm just saying that she's the black version. It's the way she plays. It's the timing. We didn't have these in the past. We didn't have women who played like this, but it's the timing. And Juju has that kind of game too. Juju, to me, will probably wind up being better than Caitlyn because number one, she's younger. She's younger. Number two, she plays as well as some in terms of handling the ball. She's got it. You could tell she's got it, man. She's been to camps and all that stuff, but I'm just saying Juju is going to get, if it was Juju this year, I think the result will be the same in terms of the hype. Because people want to see that stuff. They do want to see the next Steph Curry, even if it is a female, because clearly, but I'm not going to say, I don't know what percentage to put on it. I really don't. Yeah, she's white, has something to do with it. But personally with this, man, I don't care. I really don't, man. It's like, why? I just don't live in this victim mentality bucket, man. I just don't. I don't even look for the stuff. If I see something, it's just like, okay. If it's something we can't change, I'm saying this. I don't care. I don't really care to hear the bitching about it. Do something. If we can do something to change it, then let's do that. I don't care about this non-resolving bitching or this uneventful bitching that leads to nothing. It just leads to nothing. Do something. Because to me, the people who bitching about the WNBA salaries and how no one is doing this, they're the same people who haven't been watching women's basketball the last 20 years.
Correct. Because it has been out since Reggie Miller's sister. Oh, what's her name?
Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller.
Yeah.
It's been going on that long.
Yeah, Cleveland used to have a team. It was one of the original teams.
But So is Caitlyn Clark going to be okay?
Yeah, yeah. And the crazy thing is, of course, she's going to get the bulk of the attention, whether it be positive or negative. But to uh, to give you some context, though, Angel Reese, seventh pick in the draft, she's kind of struggling a little bit. She's been up and down in her games. Cameron Brink, she's second pick or third
Mm-hmm.
pick in the draft. She's struggling. I think she only had like 3 points the other night. Played 30 minutes. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it isn't just Caitlin Clark. These girls, there's gonna be an adjustment. I'm sure Cardozo would be having the time adjusting as well. It's just an adjustment period, rookie. And
It
look
is.
at this. They had what? I understand they had like 11 practices together, dude. They just came out of college,
I
like
was getting ready
like
to
a
bring that
month
point up.
ago, a month or two
I was
months
getting ready to
ago.
bring that point up.
They was
Yeah,
in college.
they jumped
So
right into games.
yeah, that's fast, man. That's fast to expect like cohesion to happen instantly. That's fast.
Yeah, and I'm also um like with the Diana Taurasi's. I'm also thinking her coach is being that way to her. I don't know if you've been watching the interviews of Caitlin Clark's coach, and she's like talking and stuff, saying so like, we gotta get her to change her game and this and that. Get her to change her game for what?
Hmm.
Like this is why y'all drafted her. This is why y'all she is who she is. So I was kind of disappointed at her coach's post game interview saying that. Like, she was frustrated. She has to understand, we got to get her to up to speed on the game, get her, show her how to change the game because now she has players around her
Hmm.
that she should be passing the ball to. So, which I get it, I do.
But
But
she
you
passed the
also
ball in college, so it isn't. It's
exactly.
not like she was just chucking them up and doing nothing else. She would have
Well,
triple doubles, I believe, or at least close to it.
no, she was a great assister.
Yeah,
I mean, even during the championship run, she had like I don't know 20 something points in the game, but she also ended up with like 11 assists.
yeah,
Like they're like, oh, she didn't get 30 points, but she had 10 assists. Okay,
yeah,
I'm fine with 20 and 10. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But for her coach to say that, it was just kind of like, is everybody against this girl? Like that's what I said when earlier when we started speaking. People, they despise greatness. Like they look at it as you know they have to have some type of controversy. Like they can't just be that good. It's got to be something that sets them back. You
yeah.
know, they can't be just a good athlete.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be. Um, you have to have some. They try to find something that will derail their game.
Yeah.
So what? She had 10 turnovers. She only had a week of practice, and she hasn't gelled with her team yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff will come, man. That
Yeah,
stuff
and
will
let's
come.
not forget they were not good last year.
Exactly.
But but the saying goes, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown." And okay, and to be honest with you, it's not like Caitlin Clark is coming out saying anything that should be getting anybody riled up. She's handling it like a G. She's handling it
Yeah.
humbly and it's like, it'll come
So
and she just she isn't she isn't sparking anything up.
she
But
humble, man.
yeah, she seems to be a humble person. And I'm not even worried about it. I think she'll wind up being a pretty decent player. I mean, I don't know how big she'll get, but I think she'll be good enough where people will keep watching her and
Will you
she'll
watch her?
yeah, I will. Sure. I'll
Okay.
watch I'll watch Angel Reese too, no though. I'll watch Cardoza too. I'll watch the girl.
Uh-huh.
I'm willing to watch now because I've seen because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, I have seen better basketball than I saw in the past. So, uh,
That's a great point.
yeah, I've seen better basketball, and this was mostly from games I saw with them. And then, of course, you can throw the South Carolina teams in there too. Seen better basketball, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, in the past I just
Is
had
that
no.
is that It's evolution, Pete. It's
Yes.
evolution of the games.
Yeah.
It's evolution of the games. Women's basketball. I mean, they started out 3-on-3, then they ended up going 5-on-5,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a slow game. It was, the tall girls, the Cheryl, and then Cheryl Swoop and Diana Taurasi's era came, and it was the guards, and now you have all in one with the Angel Reeses, the Caitlyn Clarks, the Cardozas. You have it all now.
Yeah.
So it's evolution in the game, it's just like football. It was run, run, run. 4 yards in a cloud of dust, and now it's air that thing out.
Yeah.
You see big plays. They want to see big shots.
Yep.
The game has evolved.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. For sure. I mean, I would say this: the one thing is that if I had been a person who was into it, women's basketball in the past, much like I was into men's basketball in the past, now I can't stand it. I'm sure I wouldn't be able to stand it now, but because I've just started to see it, it's kind of more refreshing to me. I can handle because I don't think they play exactly like the men. I haven't really seen that. They still play a little bit more of an old school game to me, and that to
They
me,
pass the ball. Yeah.
yeah, they pass the ball into the post. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
missing from the men's game today. They shoot up 43s a game now. It's I'm not gonna say it's ridiculous, but
You
that's
taking a
facts.
jab. You
That's
taking a jab
facts.
at how my Thunder played last night, shooting 3-pointers when they got a 7-footer down low.
I did not. You know what? The game was on while we were playing cards, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I was trying to win that thing. I was trying to win that thing. But
My man.
yeah, Thunder will be okay, man. They'll be okay. Y'all got a lot of picks, don't y'all?
Man, we got picks all the way back to the 8th grade.
Yeah, so they'll be able to put some packages together, probably get a nice couple veterans maybe, or they
Mm-hmm.
could do it and just let these young guys go for theirs and get a couple more elite players to go with what they already got. It's crazy.
That's another thing. So, Caitlin Clark's team, they had correct me if I'm wrong, they had the first pick the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, Leah Boston was the number one
She's
pick
there.
from
She's,
South Carolina.
she's with them, right?
Yep.
So they got a rather young team.
Yeah, and she ain't playing that great either.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I had to think about that. They I mean, they still got a gel, man. What is Boston's in? What, her second year now? Come on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, a lot of this is what it is. But again, goes back to heavy is the head. You got to take it. But unlike somebody I won't mention, she'll take it. She'll take that on her shoulders and keep it moving and try to just improve, like an Anthony Edwards. He'll take it upon his shoulders like Atlas and say, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, or just use it as something to progress with, not something to blame and
Oh,
point fingers.
you saying she's not going to leave Indiana and go to Miami, come back to Indiana, go to LA? Is that what you're saying?
Uh, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think she will. Yeah, yeah, I would lose. Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, those are my thoughts on Caitlyn Clark. I think she'll be all right. I think she is very good for the WNBA. She's very good
I
for
agree.
sports. I don't care that she's white. Because I think Juju, who next year I'll be the same way. I'm gonna watch Juju because I saw her play and I was like, damn,
Yeah,
So
be nice.
yeah, she's mad nice. So and whoever else that I wind up, I'll watch Paige Buchers. I saw, because she stayed, but it's all good, man. We got to just get off this race crap, man.
Embrace greatness, man. Embrace greatness.
Word. That's us, man. Peace. Like, subscribe, and reply, and we will respond. That's my word. We will see you in the next one, my people. One love.